do you manage conflict? What's the best way that you, because you're functionally, if you look at it, I wouldn't say there's conflict, but resources are scarce and they have to get allocated in the best possible way so that the organization wins. So fundamentally, and there are different, like a risk function is completely opposed to a sales function, right? They're supposed to do two different tasks, but at the end of the day, it sort of works. So what is your advice on managing conflict?
No, I guess the first thing is not all conflict is bad. Let's start with that. An organization where everybody agrees on everything is a dangerous organization, because chances are everyone's an echo chamber for the leader. You're not getting diverse points of view. You are likely to fail. I think what's important is, why is the conflict happening and how is that getting managed? If the conflict is happening because different people in the team are trying to drive success, but are acting as checks and balances on each other, like you mentioned, or are bringing about different ideas on how to achieve success, that conflict should be encouraged, because then you're bringing on board diverse points of view. And I think as a leader, it's really important to have devil's advocates in the team. If everybody just does what you say, you are set up for failure. So I think that's, on the other hand, if conflict is happening because it's people's egos at play, somebody wants to undermine another leader, somebody wants to look good personally, their agenda is, their function needs to look good, you need to nip that in the bud. That is counterproductive conflict. I think the second part is, when positive conflict emerges, how as a leader are you able to steer that in terms of the outcomes it leads to, which is even positive conflict should not just mean endless debates for months on end. I think it's, how do you quickly find common ground, help people understand that points of view have been taken on board, but then commit to a course of action. I think that's really important, because no organization will succeed by being a continuous debating society. At some point, I think good teams need to say, hey, let's agree, disagree, but commit. And a good enabler of that is having that environment where people are able to express their views, have those debates, but then drive closure and have the whole team commit to it. So I think that's where, for me, when I see conflict coming, because, it's people finger pointing, people trying to score political brownie points, I just ruthlessly nip it in the bud. But I very positively encourage diverse points of view, somebody who's being devil's advocate, somebody, to your point, somebody who's saying, hey, this is the risk I see. And I say, it's great, put that on the table, because otherwise we may miss it. It may be a blind spot for us.